Hello, my friends. Making a video today to give you an update on what has happened on the last few days. And honestly, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do vlogs a lot more often. Maybe it's because I have a blog and this seems like a natural transition. And also, I think it's easier to communicate what's going on. On a personal note, my diet is going great. Already people tell me they can see the difference in my face, which is pretty awesome. But what I am going to talk about on this video is not so much my health, which is obviously, it's part of me. It's part of my life. Somebody told me like this channel, you know, this little thing is about what I'm doing, and getting healthier is part of what I'm doing. So celebrating that victory is good. Good for my mental health, I guess. But anyways, what I wanted to share on this video mainly is the progress on the guitar and what happened just a few days ago with my new friends from the Guitar Builders Collective. I made an announcement on my YouTube channel and on Instagram that I was invited by Daniel from Devil & Sons Guitars to participate of a podcast. They run a weekly podcast. It's on... You can find it on Spotify, also the audio version, but they mainly run it on YouTube with some awesome builders. Some of the guys I've been following for years and years. And so I'm a fan of their work, but they're also good people, you know, so they don't mind sharing. They don't mind talking to me, you know, which is, I'm a tiny little channel. And we spoke for like an hour and a half, more or less. And it was awesome. I had a lot of fun. I laughed a lot, and I think that kind of scores it as a win in my book. My older brother said he was going to join the chat, but he never did. He contacted me later, and he said he wanted to correct the record on some things that I said. I spoke about him a little bit. But at any rate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that my brother says he needs to correct the record. What matters is that I had a lot of fun and I made some new friends. So it's a win-win. On the guitar building front, which of course, by the way, I am going to put a link to that podcast, a link to Daniel's channel, so you can check it out. And maybe I'll add the links to the other guys too, the guys that were part of the panel, because I think all their channels are awesome. And if you're trying to learn how to make guitars, they are the guys to follow, because they do a way better job of explaining things than I have, and possibly ever will. Especially Dave, he's got the patience of a saint. But on the build yesterday, going back to the main reason for maybe why you follow me, the guitars, right? On the guitar that I started building for my friend Carla, the one that has the squirrel tail piece, I finally finished the brass piece. So yesterday I was doing a live on my Spanish account on Instagram, talking to some friends and working on this piece. And of course, I posted already some pictures of it. I think it looks awesome. And I have a suspicion that this being made out of brass, thick sheet of brass at that, is going to make it, it's going to enrich the sustain of the guitar. That is my suspicion. One of the reasons why I wanted to use brass this time and not aluminum, which is what I normally use for, you know, grounding and that sort of thing, is that I know brass is commonly used to build guitar bridges and tailpieces. And I think the mass, the density of brass is the reason. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say that a while ago, a friend gave me a tone block for a Stratocaster. So if you have ever taken a Stratocaster bridge apart, you might know what I'm talking about. But the Stratocaster bridge has two pieces. The top part, which has the saddles, and it screws into a normally it's made out of an alloy with lead, I think, because it's super heavy. On the more high-end guitars, that's the case. If it's an import, usually it's just like a really thin, light piece of alloy. Who knows what it is? And a really easy way to improve the tone of your guitar, the sustain, is to change that piece. And there's a company, I want to say out of Sweden, but I'm going to owe you that one. If somebody's interested, write to me, and I'll make it my job to go look for this guy, because this is some like Viking dude, 10th generation Viking, but now he's making guitar parts, and he was making these tone bars, I think he was calling them, that you would install on your Stratocaster bridge, and all of a sudden your sustain would increase and your tone would change, what have you. So with that in mind, I found this piece of brass belonging to a stove. A friend of mine who comes here sometimes to the shop, he does knife making here in the shop, brought it to me, part of a stove. And I asked him, hey, can I have it? You know, I want to make the tailpiece out of it. So I was heating it up, cooling it. Brass works different than steel. You have to heat it up, then get it cold right away, and then you can move it so that it would conform to this curve, which it did. Yeah, let me show it closer. So, and then it's mounted on this thing with 2 screws. But given the fact that this is brass, very conductive material, and that the strings are going to be fed through the back, I can do the grounding of the guitar right here for the pickup. So it's going to make everything just a lot simpler to build, which I think is what I want, what everybody wants, and I'll simplify the process. But I want to show you also, so this video, it might be like, I don't know, 8 minutes long. We'll see. We'll see what I edit out or what I leave in. I want to show you also the progress on the spraying of the guitar, because it's starting to look really cool, and how the darkened sides work with the overall vision of the instrument. All right, so let me go show you that. So here we go. So far, this is 1 day, 2 days of spraying. The first day, I just kind of worked on darkening the sides of the guitar, and I think that looks awesome. I love the contrast of this almost aged looking wood and the black, and you know, you can't see it right now, the neck is taped, but I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this, and I think it's going to look really, really awesome. Let me show you the back as well. I've shown this on different videos, but this middle stripe is made out of chonta, which is the same wood as the fretboard, and of course all the neck is taped except for the heel, which I like to make it black as well. I did that on the last guitar, and I thought that looked really, really awesome. So that's how we're looking. I haven't darkened this still, which I'm gonna do later. I think I'm gonna tape all this out. And my wife and I were discussing, she always helps me strategize how I can make things happen. So we were discussing what would be the best way of doing it. She believes darkening this sound hole is crucial for the guitar to look the nicest it can look, so I'm gonna do it. But I think what I'm gonna do is, after I finish doing this, before I start buffing and sanding, I'm gonna tape this out, and then maybe get a black spray can, just a spray can, and then just go in there. And then if I get a little sloppy, it'll be okay, because everything will be taped and protected. Now, one little challenge, I guess, that I have to figure out, that I have to repair, is that my spray booth situation has been compromised. I don't know exactly what's happening, and if you know, or if you can give me some tips, or you have a good idea how I can make this work better, I'm all ears, because let me show you what I did, and then let me show you the problem. You can tell from the stains on the wall, this is my spray setup. I just kind of hold the guitar here. This is something I took from my mom. They used to have like an industrial kitchen here in the shop, not in the shop, in the farm, and I took it. So now this is where I do my mixing and what have you. But obviously spraying here with no way to get some of the fumes out is not good for my health, not good for the instruments either. I'm gonna get a lot of overspray. So I came up with this solution. I actually took apart some old car radiator and set it up, the electric fans, set it up here, connected it to a typical laptop jack. This works at 12 volts, and this is what I've been using for more than a year now, and it's been working, and I've been happy with it. And my thought was, hey, this stuff takes a beating, because you have to run it in the outside, gets all kinds of dirt and mud and what have you. So it should be fine, and it did fine for a year, but now it's dying. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now it's connected and it's spinning, but as you can tell, it's very weak. This used to like rotate super fast, and you could feel the air being sucked out of here. Now I can barely feel it. Does it help? Of course it does, but not as good as it used to. And I think I'm gonna have to take this out. I have to cut the cement out of here and do. I mean, I'm not the best at working with cement, so this was a challenge for me. It worked. I'm happy with it. It doesn't look that great, but it works. But I'm gonna have to change this fan, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong and that's why I broke it. I'm considering maybe I'm underpowering the fan. Maybe that's why. But it worked great for a year, so I don't know. Again, and this solution was cheap because I really recycled a fan. If I have to buy this brand new, it might be like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. But I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna keep on spraying. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for the video. I'm sure you could tell that there's some guitars here that are not finished. I'm trying to find the motivation to finish all of them, but it's never that easy. So yeah, you can kind of see them in the background. This one, however, this one right here, will be finished within 2 weeks tops. I'm gonna hold my feet to the fire, and then I'm gonna try to make it to Florida to deliver it to my friend, if not me, somebody I know. So, but anyways, this is the part of the video where I thank you for watching, thank you for the comments, thank you for the likes. But if you want to be amazing in my book, if you want to be super cool, then you could always give me a sub. At any rate, have a beautiful Saturday, take care, and until next time.